Suppose this is where I leave you then. I owe you my life, envoy. I won't soon forget what you did. I don't know. It's all just sinking in. I hope the folks at the embassy know where to find a good, strong drink. You don't have to. Just go up the pier. I imagine they've sent someone official-like to take you there.
Must be nice, eh?
Well, it's the Living Land's biggest port. People come from all over. Not all of them are Adir's friends.
Wonder why?
You'll be fine. After the fort, I figure you can survive anything. Same to you. You'll make the Emperor proud, I'm sure of it.
Look, I'll no thank you for showing basic decency. But you saved my life. That counts for something. To me, anyway. Try to survive. Same thing I do every day. There are always crews looking for hands. I'll find more work somewhere. Not all of them, but it's not a great way to make friends. Give Paradisans a chance. That's why they came here in the first place. Try not to get killed. Nah, I'm kidding. Just don't go around acting like you own the place, alright? Hope we don't run into each other. Still, take care of yourself.
These docks are reserved for the Imperial Envoy of Adir.
And here I thought we were getting along. You know, if you just tell me where the claviger is, I'd get out of your hair.
He's out on official business. That's all you need to know.
So he didn't tell you either, huh?
Hey! Turn around and sail back to wherever you came from. This dock is reserved for the Imperial Envoy. And he's late. Huh, probably died at sea. Good riddance. Wait, you're the... Fuck.
Nice.
Forgive me, Envoy. I meant nothing by it. A slip of the tongue. Can we start over? Name's Cynric, captain of the local militia. We're a scrappy bunch, but we know our way around Paradise. Unlike most Adirans who couldn't find their ass with both their hands. Oh, present company excluded. They told me you were godlike, but I didn't know what to expect. Your face, it's so... Ooh, on second thought, why don't I just shut up before I say anything else I regret?
Now there's a good idea.
No doubt you've come for the Adiran ambassador, but he's gone, along with our claviger. Well, he's the closest thing we have to a local authority. Part keeper of the keys, part bald fist.
Paradise's mayor, more or less. Most people out here aren't fond of established hierarchies and titles. So we made up some new ones.
They traveled northwest to the Strangle Route, past the old Pargroon Wall.
You need to find the ambassador, and I need to find the claviger. How's about we partner up? I did my time in the Rawatayan Navy. I'm good, as long as you talk real slow.
Kai, before you go, remember, you're taking a distinguished veteran into the wilderness. Make sure he comes back alive, or the Steel Garrote will have my head.
Better yours than mine.
The Steel Garrote are here as guests, helping Adirans like yourself keep the peace. Or so they say. They're an order of religious cutthroats, sharpening their blades for the glory of the burned queen. Oof, creepy bunch, too. Who needs enemies when you have friends like the Steel Garrote? Maybe it's better if you don't mention me at all. Speaking of the Steel Garrote, fair warning. Their leader, Inquisitor Ludwig, is eager to greet you. Or possibly interrogate you. Wait, you know the Inquisitor? Dare I ask how? Oof, just the thought of seeing her in battle sends a chill down my spine. I heard she's a monster, the personal handmaiden of the Burned Queen. But that's not all. They say she fell in battle in the Deadfire, and death spat her back out. Yeah, good advice. Thank you, Envoy.
We'll have time to worry about Ludwig later. First, we've got to find your ambassador and my claviger. I'll bet you're glad to be on dry land after that voyage. Come on, let's get you some fresh air. The Dream Scourge has driven people to the city. Means more bandits on the road. Pargrunen left these beacons all over the island. They're good for finding your way around. Don't get between tensions in the city, threats outside, the militia's in over their heads.
That's enough for now. We got a listener.
Hey! Better watch your step.
Keep walking, Outlander. The Living Lands is gonna eat you alive. They'll let anyone into Dawnshore these days.
Stay out of trouble. Or else. I don't want to get on the boss's bad side. We own the docks. That means we own the city, right?
The docks are my territory. Remember that. They'll let anyone into Dawnshore these days.
Piss off.
Haven't you heard it's not polite to stare?
Piss off.
Get lost.
Watch where you're going. Wouldn't want you getting hurt now, would we?
Please, how hard is it to answer a question?
I don't trifle with souls, ma'am.
They're tearing my home apart. Never mind. I can't believe how rude everyone is around here. How hard could it be to find a watcher? I have a little money, if that's what you mean. I assumed I'd have to pay the watcher, though. I have a strange problem, you see. A band of Zorips invaded my house. Have you ever seen Paradise's militia fight Zorips willingly? I don't know. Maybe they're drawn to a spirit there? I've tried everything else. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed. I did ask the militia. They weren't risking their lives for a poor shelter folk. First, my ship gets attacked by pirates. Then none of my plants will take. Now this happens? And they won't let me into Paradise to sort it out? The militia. They're scared of some plague. At least that's what they say. I wonder if it's really the Adirans. Keep us out and themselves in. I should never have come here.
Come here for a better life and find a worse one. Wish I hadn't heard that before.
Thank the gods. I wasn't sure how many more pitying looks I could stand. Then take my house key. It's northwest of here. That cabin on the cliff all by itself. Gods know I can't go back. And there's nothing to steal either. The Zorips saw to that. Come back when you've dealt with them. And make sure you get their leader, too. I'm sorry, but I don't think they'll go quietly. You'll have to kill them. Thank you. That may not be worth much coming from a stranger, but I mean it.
Please tell me I can go home now. Then I'll still be here. I have nowhere else to go.
I have nothing for you. Your countrymen have already bought up my entire inventory.
They say the ambassador is a good friend and a terrible enemy.
Greetings, friend. You look like you could use a fine weapon or a sturdy shield. Not to worry, Volter is here. I suggest you take a look at my wares before you speak to Daggerda. Who knows what mood she's in today? From legitimate sources, clearly. From traders and adventurers, mostly, and a few used pieces from people down on their luck. Apologies, friend. People see me selling weapons on the harbor and call my morals into question. I assure you, all of my wares have been vetted for quality and polished thoroughly to remove any unwanted stains. Well, I believe my wares speak for themselves. Figuratively, I mean.
What harm could some new armor do? Look good and stay alive. Heading out to the wilds? Make sure you have everything you need. You don't want to... Kai, I told you not to show your face around here again.
Come on. You're not still mad about that hunting knife, are you?
All right, no. You're clear. But you better pay up front this time.
I knew you'd come around. You miss me.
I'll let you think that. Now don't mind him. What are you interested in? Yeah, some of the oldest in Paradise. He's a headache, but that's because you want him to come back alive.
So you do care.
I lied to the garrote for you. Do I have to spell it out? The living lands are a dangerous place. A newcomer like you surely needs armaments.
The local militia's lax at the best of times, which these are not. Dawnshore is most people's first view of the living lands, and last brush with civilization. Between tensions in the city and threats outside, the militia's in over their heads. Dawnshore is most people's first view of the living lands, and last brush with civilization. The Dream Scourge has driven people to the city, means more bandits on the road. The local militia's lax at the best of times, which these are not.
Protect that pretty face. Armor and shields for...
Welcome to Dawnshore, traveler. My name is Daggerda. You seem like you could use a nice potion or a bite to eat. And I promise a safe and pleasant transaction, despite whatever Volter told you. I'm sure he did. He'd rather chase off my customers than admit he was wrong. To be honest, stranger, I'm not inclined to go into it. He knows what he did, and let's leave it at that.
Nice to see you again. How can Volter be of assistance?
Along, please.
I was here first. I'm not going anywhere.
You're not working or selling something, you're loitering. Clear the way.
Now listen, you might be big in idea, but these are our docks, not yours. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. Don't think you can come over here and try to strong-arm me too. I'm not moving.
Are all paradisans like this?
They've only been here a few years, but the adherents act like they run the place.
Don't even bother heading to Paradise unless you've got a friend in the militia. Or maybe Heelguard can pull some strings.
I sailed all the way from the Eastern Reach, if you can believe it.
I've come in search of lost treasures. Have you heard any rumors of such things in the area?
I suppose so. There are some Haruna ruins to the right, just across the river from this strait. Haruna is said to have left behind many treasures.
Very good. I will remember. You will be justly compensated upon my return.
Yeah, sure. Just be careful, all right? The land gets more dangerous the further north you go. But something tells me you won't be getting that compensation.
It's a fine day for adventuring. Greetings, Godwin.
That lighthouse has been under repair since Adherent ships began filling the harbor. If this can hold me, you'll be fine. Just don't look down. Looks like that broke off of something. Wonder where it goes. They weren't much of an artist, but I think that's upstream by the park room wall. Well, nothing ventured, envoy.
Keep up the good work, soldiers.
I'm busy.
Think the living lands will stop to let you rest? Pick up that lever.
My grandfather could do a better job. But he's missing both arms. Put your backs into it. These palisades aren't gonna hold themselves. Another recruit. By the flames, Cynric finds the strangest types. You're not the only soldier here, pup. If you think you're so tough, why don't you prove to me what you've got? Spar with me. I'll take on you and your big blue friend.
If you're sure, I've got plenty of reach.
Oh, it'll be fun, all right. In Mogren's name, prepare yourself.
Show me what you got!
All right, I knew it. Well done. You have passed.
Better part of valor.
It's clear I underestimated your prowess. Fierce as a Rathoon you are, envoy. Now for your prize. Our surplus includes a large hammer, an arquebus, a spear, and a wand. What say you, huh? Stick 'em with the pointy end, clean and simple. Keep your distance in a fight, and the spear will serve you well. So that's your choice. It is done. May Mogren's wrath fall upon your enemies, envoy.
Save some skates for the rest of us.
Sorry, boys. Seems luck is on my side.
Tildy at the bathhouse, more like. I saw her give you those lucky dice.
Oh, I think you're just jealous that she likes me more than you.
If she likes you that much, why is she still charging? Shut up and roll, you two. You'd think he'd learn not to fall for it. Dad, I have to figure out how he does it. It's killing me.
Go on. Another round. What could it hurt?
You know, for most people, getting sent to the Living Lands is a punishment. But, according to Steenrick, you're the personal envoy of the Emperor of Adir himself. Quite a position. Tall grass, huh? Even in Rawatai, you lot are the stuff of legend. I guess I should count myself lucky our paths didn't cross sooner. But that raises a bigger question. Why would your emperor send one of his most accomplished warriors all the way out here? Oh, that almost does sound like a punishment. I don't know how you investigate a so-called plague of the soul, so better you than me. Being a godlike, I don't suppose your patron deity gives you any unique insights into matters of the soul, do they? Sorry. It's a rare sight, and these are strange times. I haven't met anyone who's really seen the Dream Scourge yet, but that hasn't stopped people from worrying about the rumors. Refugees are flooding in from outlying regions. The guards are restricting access to the city. And people are making offerings to the gods for everything from hangovers to indigestion, just in case. And here I was hoping for good news. Unfortunately, the presence of so many Adiran troops and the rumored exploits of the Steel Garrote paladins supporting them is only making a tense situation worse. I think that's why the Clavenger accompanied your ambassador. I was in rough shape when I came to Paradise a few years back. Clavenger Amond helped me get settled here. If he's gotten into trouble, the least I can do is help him out of it. Especially if he's following up on rumors of the Dream Scourge. But what about you? What's your stake in things? Besides your orders, of course. Just be careful where you say that. That's the kind of talk that may get people thinking you've got the Dream Scourge. I'll let you get some rest, but thanks for talking. It's good to be part of a squad again, even if it's just for a while. It's the gateway to the Living Lands, a scenic port city that's as beautiful and dangerous as the wilds around it. Most visitors enjoy some mariner's porridge at the Ballarrock, a back alley shakedown, and then the sudden return of that porridge out of one end or the other. Then, if they've got any sins, they turn around and take their chances back where they came from, with authentic tales of their adventures in the Living Lands. Don't get me wrong, it's a great city. In part because it's great at winnowing out people who have no business being here. The Living Lands means a hard-won second chance for the people who settle here. But first, you've got to survive it. And the island gives no quarter. For a lot of people, the Living Lands is a last resort. They come fleeing war, debt, famine, the law. Take your pick. For others, it's freedom. To seek glory. To redefine yourself, to live in a way you can't, maybe even on pain of death wherever you come from. Little of everything. Rawatai is famous for storms and rocky soil, so I figured if I'm going to live in a hostile environment, why not pick some place where things grow? It seemed like a good idea at the time. Used to be. If you could last out here, you could count on being left alone. That's what some fear. Ilgard's new embassy and his alliance with the Steel Garrote smell like the authority and order that a lot of people came here to leave behind. But I don't mean to put that on you. I imagine you're tired of having to answer for every Adiran who sneezes into somebody's stew. They say people afflicted with it have strange, vivid dreams and start confusing them with reality. What starts as a light daze becomes severe disorientation and eventually a bent towards chaotic violence. And then, fungal growths take over your body. So Dream Scourge. Well, you seem pretty lucid to me. I wouldn't worry. Still, if you see any new mushrooms sprouting up anywhere unexpected, let me know. Until then, look on the bright side. The Living Lands is filled with people and things that are likelier to kill you first. Shoot. That must have been 6 years ago now. I guess I was drifting, looking for a change. A settlement called Thirdborn. It's a rugged little place, lots of Rawatayan expatriates. You're pretty nosy, aren't you? I can see how you and Inquisitor Ludwig got along. Things just didn't work out there. Let's leave it at that. I joined up with the Rawatayan Navy as soon as I was old enough. I was part of our campaign to establish a foothold in the Deadfire Archipelago. Not that long before, but yeah. Back then, we weren't even making pretenses at our purpose there. We were returning to our ancestral homeland, reclaiming fertile soil that would feed Rawatai. Additionally, we were helping Deadfire, bringing organization to the pirate-ridden archipelago and civilization to our distant Huana cousins. Yeah, the Huana didn't want us there. We spent almost as much time fighting the tribes as we did pirates and Wilder. And it was hard to see how any of our fighting and dying was feeding people back home. I'd always heard that war was supposed to temper us, strengthen us, but I didn't see that either. Some fell apart. Some bought into the cruelty that our continued presence required. Others didn't buy into it, but went along with it anyway. And that bothered me more somehow. I deserted. And I bounced between different mercenary companies for almost 10 years. Hey, not all of us catch on so quick. Besides, there were only so many options for a Rawatayan deserter with no training and anything else. As a mercenary, I figured I could at least choose my battles and my crew. Yeah, it just took me a little longer to figure that out. Being part of a squad kept me going. For a while, anyway. By the time I came to the Living Lands, I'd seen enough. Had enough. I did. Yeah. For a while. Look, if I can give you some hard-won advice, stay on your toes. You're in a difficult position. Whatever your role asks of you, make sure it's something you're willing to give. Because you're the one who has to live with the consequences. Hey, advice is easy. The hard part's all you. Get some rest, Envoy. I haven't seen this much excitement in a while. Perhaps I've got you to thank for bringing it with you, Envoy. After your voyage, it must be nice to spend the night on dry land. Personally, I've always found the rocking of a ship to be soothing. As long as I've got my feet facing the bow, that is. That'll help against whatever we face out there.
Build another palisade just like the last. When this one falls, what'll you adherents do then?
Die alongside you.
If the stone wall up the road didn't last, your pointed sticks don't stand a chance.
First get the leaves, his letters won't turn up.
Nice banner, ain't it? I found it on the beach, covered in bird shit. Must have washed ashore from parts unknown. Gods be with you, envoy.
Que larde. I'd heard a godlike had come to Paradise.
Oh, hey, Sansa. Comes on a little strong, that's all. He doesn't bite.
But to meet you, what an honor. Who is your patron? Were you drawn to this place? You can? Wait, you're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I apologize. Everyone must ask you such things.
Listen, you haven't been to the wilds east of the city, have you? Maybe that's for the best. Then have you seen a cartographer in the area? A human, about my height. He must have gone farther than I thought. His name is Girmund. He's my assistant, and I'm worried about him. I sent him to map the eastern wilds. I knew it would be perilous, but it's been a long time since he's written, even for him. Bandits, smugglers, spiders with eyes as big as plates.
You know how many so-called adventurers I've saved out there?
It's an intrepid occupation.
3, this month.
As I said, if you find him and bring me his map, I'll be glad to pay for it. I may even have more work for you. When he last wrote, he was mapping the eastern ruins. Take the letter. It might help. If you find him, bring his work to my shop in Paradise Town. You're welcome anytime. I have quite the assortment of curios. Maybe you'll even buy one of my maps.
Well, that's our marching orders then.
Take your back. To your left. Hey! Over here! All right.
Venture past the palisades at your own risk. There's no guarantee of safety out in the wilds.
Beautiful view from these cliffs. Real long way down, too. Zombies. But don't overwhelm me too much.
On your right!
This one's mine. Watch the left.
This is the Hangin's place, or was. It's Zarab's now. Anything juicy? Maybe it has something to do with that wall painting in the other room. Let's check it out. I'm no art critic, but I've never seen a mural like that. Looks like an elf and Zarep holding hands. What do you see? Why don't we ask Tehangan about it? It's her house. She ought to know something.
Yeah.
Oh, please tell me I can go home now. Painted? Why would they do that?
It's true. It looked just like you. Not sure they got your eyes right, though.
So, they've made it their territory. We'll never get them out. Obviously, it's strange. All right. I lied to you. I can't keep it up anymore. Have you ever felt aimless? Like you ought to have a purpose, but you don't? Like you'd do anything to find out why you're meant to be here? That's a stupid question, isn't it? Of course you'd understand. An animancer told me that I might have half a soul. I finally had an answer. The question was, who got the other half? I thought if I could meet this person and see what they were like, I might gain some purpose or something. And then I came here and found a Zorep. But what do I do about it? How do I not think about what I can never have? I've got to find some meaning in all this. I can't go back and I can't go forward. I'm just stuck here. Lost. Again. Are you serious? I don't call raiding my house diplomatic. I suppose I won't have time to regret it if I'm dead. I'll go. I'll be brave. I'll find it. I really hope you're right. Oh, I forgot. You still deserve to be paid for your time, if nothing else. I didn't think... Well,
It's nice to get help from an Adiran. I'll say that much. I'll make my way back to the cabin soon.
Watch out once you get past the palisades. The Stranger route is apparently hostile to life, as the scholars say. Wait a moment. Oh, Dorothy, my soul. You're the envoy. Sorry, didn't mean to be so informal. They said the Emperor sent one of his best and brightest, and Aethys knows we need the help.
Your reputation precedes you.
I hope your voyage here was smooth as good butter. I know maybe too much about rough seas, what with serving in the galleys. Did you deserve it? Kidding. Sorry to hear, envoy. The living lands is dangerous. We should be sticking together. Can't imagine what might have possessed them to do that. Though it isn't the damn soul plague. I haven't seen anything like that before. It seems to change people. Animals. Feels sometimes like the plague is alive somehow. Sorry for the glib tongue. I've tried to be more proper before. Didn't work. I'm no good at niceties, including abiding by most rules. The law and I aren't exactly the best of friends, no. Although, I think that's Adir's problem. I was mostly just stealing food. If you're born to the wrong social class, Adir makes climbing the ranks rather difficult. Anyway, that's all in the past. Well, I spent 6 years making up for my, if you ask me, justifiable crimes. They had me working in the prison galleys for most of it. Then, a year ago, an Adiran official came to the jails and told us we could serve the Empire for a shortened sentence or rot. You can guess which I chose. Seems reasonable to me, too. If I get lucky, I might even die out here. All in all, it's a pretty sweet deal. 3 square meals, bed of my own, maybe even a chance to retire as a clerk. Wouldn't mind being bored stupid for a few years. Better than the alternative. But first, even more palisades. He and the Clavager passed through not long ago. I didn't much like it, but they refused an escort. Less competent than he seems. You think with all the time the ambassador spends working, he'd have more done. No, I hear he's about to sneeze away from swallowing the muck he's paddling in. Poor man. Hot-tempered bastard. I think the ambassador's scared of him, but won't do a thing because the Clavager keeps the wheels turning. Good at its job, though. Purportedly. Bad about his confections. Sweet tooth like a hummingbird's. He and the ambassador make a good pair, honestly. The ambassador talks a lot. Clavager gets the administrative day-to-day done.
Honestly, I'm more scared of her than Wodica. At least I understand why the Burned Queen is so pissed. Ludwig runs the Steel Garrote, Wodica's order of paladins. The only thing they care about is their Burned Queen. There's honor among thieves, Envoy. But zealots, they'll raise the world for their god. About Adir, same hungry empire that is looking to gobble up the living lands. The one that sends people out to maybe die for its ambitions. Kind of you to ask, Envoy. The truth is, not really. Adir's fair and good to the people it thinks deserve compassion. But break its trust, and well, Adir will make you crawl to retrieve the pieces. You can tell it's a place that worships Wodica. Actually, I miss the pies. The crust's all wrong here. Just take a look down the road, and you'll see the last palisades we tried to hold. And the ones before them. We're trying our best to keep the wilds at bay here, Envoy. The Strangleroot is hungry. Every day, it gets closer. Every day, weirder creatures crawl out from its foliage. Be careful if you're headed out there. Anyway, Pargrunin beer is surprisingly terrible. Always trust in a Mauen to know where the best seafood is. Pay attention when the locals tell you something. And watch out for poets. Something's odd about them. Listen, Envoy. I'm here to build defenses against the land. You want geography lessons? Go ask a cartographer. I do know a few things, though. So, ask. No, none. It's all untamed wilderness and feral heathens. I'm joking. Of course there are. There's Fjord, which is run by animancers. Thirdborn, where all the ruffians dwell. And Solus Keep, which has the Pargrunin, who don't like anybody. And happily, too. Sounds like they've got a whole colony of inventors and researchers there. If I want a servant of the Adiran Empire, I might say it sounds fascinating. Groundbreaking, even. I know animancy is considered blasphemous and dangerous, but Fjord supplies most of the produce we eat here in Paradise. They must be doing something right. Miscreants and layabouts and all those great things. The kind of people who can make a life out of impossibly bad situations. Settlements just as rough and tumble. Wouldn't mind having a drink with the locals, to be honest. They sound like they've got stories. You know what I mean? Heard they're under siege right now, though, by those dream thralls. Wouldn't want to be them, between the desert weather and that. I mean, the Pargrunin dwarves won't talk to anybody. They stay inside Solus Keep and just never come out. Once again, I'm no cartographer. But you know what they say about continents with small acreage? They've got big personalities. Little bit of everything here. Poison swamps, deserts, snow-covered mountains, volcanoes, acid seas. Because why not? A cartographer might be able to tell you more. I hear there's one in town. I don't know. I mean, I know some people in Adir think of godlike as blessed by the gods. What with you lot having a divine resemblance and all. Although, I guess some folk think godlike are cursed. Depends on what sort you are. Frankly, I don't know if I've seen your particular kind before. Still, I think there are stranger things than you in the living lands, Envoy. No offense, but more importantly, that it lives up to its name. Wilder place than Adir, which has been stomped into civility. The living land scares our empire, I think. Otherwise, it wouldn't be sending its most expendable folk here. Present company excluded, of course. I think the living lands won't want to be leashed by the empire, though. But that's my opinion. I've been here a while. Ask them then. You're a nice distraction, envoy.
Look, Parody's a matter.
Incoming Zara. Don't! Next one's mine. Let's see what you got. Another down.
We make it. What? Bad luck to hang around the graveyard.
We've got trouble. Uninvited company.
Grave rot. Reincarnated. Step up.
There a problem?
Well, I'll be damned. You lads see this? A blasted godlike. In the flesh.
That's no godlike. There aren't any godlikes around anymore.
Seriously, Tiny? Do you not see that face? Use your fucking eyes for once.
I still don't like it when you call me that.
Tiny's got a point. Thought your kind had vanished. Ha ha, very funny. I'm not a damned watcher. Now, is there a reason you're here? Besides being a pain in my ass and holding up our job?
I should have listened to Ma. I swear, I never wanted to be a looter. The man's gotta eat.
You fucking coward. I should have expected this from you.
Let me go, and I'll never disturb a gravesite again. I swear to all the gods.
You little shit!
Thank you. Ma would thank you too.
You know this was your last chance, Tiny. If I ever see you again.
Is that all you got? Let's do it!
Even Pargrunan walls can't stand against this place.
Left leg! Mine, next mine! Hey! Over here! Here we go!
Yeah.
This one's mine. Oh, no, you don't! Good one!
Yeah.
A rot seeps through here. Who poisons us? We cannot see.
I'm always telling visitors we're not as crazy as they've heard. Odd. Didn't used to be this overgrown. I can take care of that if you want. Ready? Aim. I got a bad feeling about that bear's chunk. That's a bad way to go.
Another glorious battle.
It's almost like the brambles are trying to crush that house. Zarups. They don't usually venture out here. I wonder what's got them riled up. Something here feels off.
Aye, aye.
The scourge invades. Claw it out.
Don't get too used to the comforts of Paradise.
It breathes. It is close.
That's the claviger. What happened?
Are you blind? We're being hunted. Get rid of the band. We'll talk after. Are you blind? We're being hunted. Get rid of the band. We'll talk after. Are you blind? We're being hunted. Get rid of the band. We'll talk after.
Is that all you got?
Hey! Over here!
monstrosity!
Poor bastard. One of Ludwine's toy soldiers. I never even learned their name. Not that it would have done us any good. My savior. Oh, thank the gods. Your arrival couldn't have been more timely. Ambassador Falchion Hildgard at your service. And you must be our Imperial envoy. Better late than never, I say. Keep it close until we're back at the embassy. I prefer to take bad news in the comfort of my office. Aren't you going to introduce me to your capable companion? Can he be trusted? Or did he now?
A little faster, and we might have been able to save Clavenger Aemon, too. Happy to have been of service, nevertheless.
I'm charmed. I take it you had business with the Clavenger? Poor fellow. It was the bear that killed him, of course. This wilderness has been a little too wild of late. I'm no woodsman, but I'm inclined to agree. We heard alarming reports of a blight in the wilderness, and a strange corruption moving toward the city. The changes in the ecosystem are expected, but this one was progressing too rapidly to ignore. We tracked the corruption all the way here, but all we found was that creature gone mad. The situation is more dire than I imagined. We need a plan of action before whatever this is consumes the living lands.
We are here. Come to us. Commune with us. We have waited for you. Come.
What's the matter? Can you hear me? But you... Very well, if you say so. The Emperor trusts your judgment, and so do I. Whatever you think is best, I'll support it. You know something of our troubles. That much is clear. What would you have us do?
Right behind you.
Oh, just be careful. The Emperor would never forgive me if anything happened to you.
Take it slow. We'll be right here. The local militia's lags at the best of times, which these are not.
Or whatever you have planned, I suggest you do it.
It is you. Come closer. We feared you were but a dream. We wake from seasons of slumber. We have been waiting. A colony of insects, the many united by one purpose. Mycelia twining through the loam, taking and giving in equal measure. We are the ache in the land, the roots that run deep. And you are familiar to us. Our memories are fractured, but you too are alone in your strangeness. A rot eats at the foundation of this land. Corruption seeps into the soil. It spreads and festers and seeps and crawls. Poor bear. Poor us. Poor you. Yes, the air sings with its spores. It is everywhere. We can feel it. We fear it. We can see where it spreads. It is an infection. A foreign body invades. The host fights back. We feel the pain of this intrusion. It overwhelms us. If an animal sickens after a fight, as it howls and sings its agony, what do you do? Nurse it, care for it, grow it like the vines. We were loved once, perhaps. We remember, almost. A thought, like motion in the water. The rot festers. We could suck the poison out, let green things grow in its place, and we could give you the gift of our healing touch. But a favor for a favor. Would you help us in return when we ask it? We offer you the power to heal and be healed, and you would wheedle and bargain? Decide, do you wish this power or not? A favor for a favor then, this place shall heal, and you shall know our power. We tire. New again this world, new again words. We will find you soon.
Incredible. Envoy, I don't know what you did, but that was miraculous.
You alright? You look like you were in a trance for several minutes.
What happened? What can you recall? Spare no detail. I believe the guards worked through you, Envoy. Though, as usual, they hide their motives.
And they're in good company, it seems.
Inquisitor Ludwig will need to hear of this. I've agreed to share my findings with the Steel Garrote, as long as they do the same. Not that she has any interest in ecology. Ludwig is obsessed with our security, sees enemies lurking around every corner. Perhaps, but danger takes many forms, some more subtle than others. The Steel Garrote provide us some much-needed protection, but they answer only to themselves. We have our interest in the living lands, and they have theirs, a mutually beneficial arrangement. Stay out of their way, and they'll return the favor. Ah, you're going to be troublesome, aren't you? At least you're on our side. We'll talk more at the embassy. I'll ensure the Paradise militia give you free passage into the city. Envoy, what you've done here is truly amazing. Let's keep up the good work, eh?
Just watch your step. There are swaths of the city barely more civilized than this.
The loss of the claviture will be felt in every corner of Paradise.
Whatever the Inquisitors are, she can't be worse than that big, can she? You are full of surprises, Envoy. I'd heard God Knights have strange powers, but I've never known one to heal an entire grove. Guess your Emperor really did seem the right person for the job, huh? Still, you have your work cut out for you in Paradise. Enjoy the calm while you can.
The path to Paradise is a tad overgrown, but I can find my way back.
Hilgard doesn't seem like the kind of man you'd send to the frontier, does he? You seem much better suited to it. Bring any good late-night reading? Or was there something you wanted to talk about? Should I break out the booze? What gave it away? My finely pointed teeth? Or the striking blue of my scales? Fair enough. My people are known to roam. Rauatai's hardly a hospitable environment. Many of us end up settling elsewhere or making a living on the go. That's where you get the popular image of the Amawa bodyguard or mercenary. Don't sell me short. I've also been a drifter, a middling carpenter, and a terrible card player. We should play sometime. I'll show you. Then you must have come during our sunny season. Lashed by storms, battered by waves. We call it the rough country. And old trenchers say it's made us who we are. We do a lot of digging for irrigation, drainage, warfare, the occasional village tournament. Anyone from Rauatai has spent enough time in some kind of hole in the ground to be on a first-name basis with the worms. So, trenchers. Those of us who leave are scramble roots, hardy weeds that can survive just about anywhere. You'd fit right in with the Ranganui's inner circle. It's true that the same things that make Rauatai a difficult place to live have shaped our people and our kingdom. Our coral masons have built living harbors and fortifications along the coast to protect our ships and shelter our cities. For all our shortage of fertile soil, Rauatai's land is abundant in saltpeter, copper, iron, most of the other materials you need to outfit your military with weapons and cannons. We value struggling and striving together. It helped us survive and build one of the most powerful navies in Aora. You're not wrong. Though, my countrymen would point out that we had to expand to find fertile land to feed our people. And the scattered kingdoms we've absorbed in the process have joined one of the most advanced nations in the world. And that's what I like about the Living Lands, where most civic concerns are about as nuanced as a wall of sharpened stakes. Until recently, anyway. By the way, now that we've gotten to know each other, let me know if you want to train together. I've been watching your form, and I think we could learn from one another. Yeah, I've watched your form as I've gotten to know you, and it's excellent. You're smaller than I am, but I've picked up a few tricks from seeing the way you move on the battlefield. I'm happy to return the favor if there's anything I can teach you. Some of that is sheer stubbornness, but I can give you some pointers on your stance, too. That's it. You got the hang of it. I look forward to seeing what you can do when we get back out there tomorrow. In the meantime, get some rest. I guess you're used to camping in the wilds, though probably without the company. What's on your mind? Ask away. I'll tell you what I can. And I've got answers. Some of them may even be true. I'll tell you what I can. Enjoy the ocean breeze while we're here.